Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, gonna give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Peace salutations to the men that's out here pushing this truth. Alright, and Shalom to the elect. uh, just finna get into this quick lesson. Alright, on you women, a lot of you women are gonna die. Alright, cause you got a lot of women out here that just ain't right. You know, the prophets is out here. All right, giving you warning. All right, of course we getting everybody the warning, you know. But right now, what it's about to get bad. All right, and if you ain't right with the Albash, if you don't got a man of the Lord, or if you just doing your own thing out here, you know, you ain't trying to at least seek a man of the Lord or something, you know, and you trying to just do your own thing, you know, hey, you gonna die. All right, you gonna die. You know? Because look, y'all Bashim Yahushua ain't playing. Y'all Bashim Yahushua ain't playing with you hoes out here, you know? You portray, you know, all that portraying to be, a righteous woman. Hey, y'all Bashim Yahushua, he sees your actions, he sees your thoughts, all right? He understands you, all right? And best believe y'all Bashim Yahushua, he ain't gonna, you know, let that shit go. You know, he's gonna repay you for your wickedness. All right. So real quick, this is Ezekiel chapter 9. Let's see. Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, and at him is going into an angel, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right. So that mark, all right, the Hebrew word right there is thawah, all right, meaning exempt from judgment. All right. What it said, of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations. All right, so the men of the Lord, they're out here crying and sighing for, you know, to Yahweh Shem Shah of what's going on this earth. You know, let your prophecies, you know, be fulfilled faster. You know, things of that nature. You know, so we could, you know, as it says in 2 Peter 3, you know, wherein dwelleth righteousness. You know, we're waiting for that world right there. You know, we're waiting for that world, not this world. All right, but you got women out here, all right, that's like Lot's wife. You know, they looking back. All right, they looking back. All right, they you know, the cares of this life, you know, is more important than Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. You know, cause hey, you know, for a woman, your God, your Yahweh Shah is the men, you know, is your men, you know, and you gonna see, you know, a lot of women's gonna see in these times that hey, I'm gonna need a man, you know, cause it's about to get bad, you know. It's a time like never before, you know, a time like never before. What can shit? You can't. You're not gonna be able to make it, you know. A lot of bitches are gonna die out here, you know, for wickedness, all right, for their wickedness, all right. But it says, in that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, and to the others he said, in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. All right, so that angel, all right, that thawah, that exempt from judgment mark, all right, they're gonna be good. All right, once all hell breaks loose, all right, they're not gonna die of a famine. All right, they're not gonna die of a sword. All right, they're not gonna take the MOTB. All right, they're gonna be good. All right, but what for the rest that don't have that mark? Hey, you're gonna be lauded to death. You know, and there's gonna be many ways you niggas gonna die out here. All right, you woman especially. All right, cause it's a lot of wicked women out here. You know, it's a lot of wicked fucking women out here. All right. And this scripture's gonna prove it. Look, verse 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. All right, maids, that's a woman. All right, it said little children, that includes little girls, all right, little boys, little girls, all right, and woman. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient man, which will be. which were before the house. All right. So yeah, it says slay utterly old and young. All right, because you got a lot of old, demons out here. Matter of fact, probably a couple months back, I was talking to this woman at my job, and she talking about she like damn near 50. I think she is 50. She talking about she got like seven, eight niggas. I'm like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's like, come on, man. But that's hey, Esau, Edom, your daddy taught you, he taught you how to live. All right, you take your mind is like Esau. All right, but guess what? That's gonna lead to your destruction. All right, you all about your job, your career. All right, all about everything that's opposite from the ways of Yahweh Shem Shah. Guess what? The Lord sees that. All right. He's like, oh, okay? You want your job? You want that? You want Esau's ways? More than mine. you know. You don't want to seek after a man of the Lord after you're getting all these warnings that there's about to be a time like never before. Guess what? You gonna be out here, hey, Yahweh Shem Shah got some shit for you, woman. All right, he got shit for everybody, you know. But a lot of you women, cause hey, right now the woman is, they're gradually being humbled. All right, cause back then what they had it was, everything was good for them. Everything was good for Esau. Or so like the woman. You know, but now Esau's taking away benefits. All right, they're taking away that nurse. What the nurses basically it's not a damn, what's that word called, basically not a professional field or some shit like that, and you see a lot of black women that they get into that. All right, you got a lot of masculine women out here, you know and guess what, y'all Bashim Shah is gradually suppressing that shit. All right, to the point where you're gonna be on your knees begging, a man of the Lord to, take you in. But for a lot of you women, guess what? Yahweh Shem Shah is not gonna allow that man of the Lord, to accept you because you had the time, You had the time. It's about to be some cold fucking days. It's about to be some cold fucking days. It's about to be fucking cold, you know? It's about to be fucking cold. And niggas, hey, because, I'm gonna get something else. Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, I believe. Yep. Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right. So see, a man is going to be a hiding place in these times. All right. It says from the wind and a covert from the tempest. All right. Because what? Esau Edom, he's about to come in like a flood. All right, and guess what? And if you ain't right with Yahweh Shem Shah, the Lord is going to allow Esau Edom, the so-called white man, to do as he pleased to you, Hey, this is a fucking vile person that we're dealing with. Esau hey, this nigga is crazy, you know? But that's what a lot of women don't see. That they think that, their white man, daddy, he can't do no wrong, but hey, it's about to be shown that he can, and he's gonna over exceed, a lot of you bitches' minds, he's gonna set it up to where you can't get no food out here. You're gonna take the MOTB. Now you're gonna be left here, to die of the second death, which is the nuclear missiles hitting America. All right, and America becoming a lake of fire, you know. But again, it says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a cover from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right. So yeah, that man is gonna be that, like that relief. He's gonna be that. the men of the Lord. Men of the Lord, that's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about no old nigga. Nah, I'm talking about men of the Lord, the ones that's, that believes in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and, to the best of their ability, they follow after Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, that's the men that's gonna be as gold in these times. But yeah, they're, Lord willing, I'm part of that number. We're gonna be that sense of relief, in that time, like, oh my God, like, I thought I wasn't gonna make it. But that's what a lot of women don't see, you know. And it's okay, cause what prophecy is gonna show that who's right, who's wrong, you know. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo it will, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. All right. So it's gonna be known that a prophet was among you. All right, cause hey, you got women out here that left the men of the Lord. All right, they want to do their own thing. Hey, it's okay. But what? It's gonna be made known that what? A prophet was among you. All right, and why you getting, why you dying, or why you getting tortured, or whatever Yahweh Shem Yahushua got for you. Hey, you're gonna know Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna put it in your mind that what? A prophet was among you. You know, you know, cause hey, look, I'm about to get something else too. Get something else. This the book of Matthew 24 and verse 17. No, 19. Matthew 24 and 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. All right. And this is Yahweh Shah speaking about, the 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 uh the uh the the besieging of Jerusalem, all right, from the Romans. All right. That was in them times. All right. So he was like, hey, woe unto them, hey, because and let me read it again. It says, woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. And a lot of you women now, you got children, you got all types of kids and shit. All right. Little babies, all that. Hey, that's not gonna be the best. That's not gonna be the best outcome for you in them times. And that was talking about back then. So how much more now? When scriptures say what? A time like never before. You know? It's about to get fucking bad out here. And if just being a woman itself, that's gonna be like shit, you're liable for anything. If you ain't got no men in the Lord, oh my God. You don't know what's about to come your way. You know? You don't know what the Lord got prepared for you. All right? So yeah, hey, you should be seeking after a men of the Lord, getting right with y'all by Shemi Shah. All right? Cause it ain't finna get easier. All right? Here, I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna end it off on here. This is the book of Sirach 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. And yeah, everything ain't pop. Niggas ain't out here dying by the masses right now. You can still get some food. All right, so a lot of women, you're in your comfortability right now. You're in your security. You're good. But at any moment, shit can change for you. All because what? You didn't want to get right with Yahweh Shem Shah. You didn't want to be you didn't want to be a pick me, a pick me type of woman. All right, they, in this world, they see that as, something terrible. Like, oh, you doing that? You're weird. But nah, in the sight of Yahweh Shem Shah, that's a beautiful thing. All right, because we're pick me. The men is the pick me's, to Yahweh Shah. All right, and you woman is supposed to be the pick me's to the men. You know. So, hey, seek after a man of the Lord so you can, be on that path of getting right with Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, because shit about to pop off soon. Next year, Hey, it's about to get fucking crazy, you know. And if you're not right, you're gonna die, you know. A horrible death, all right. A horrible fucking death, all right. So that's pretty much it, you know. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace, citations to the men that's out here pushing this truth. All right, Shalom.